These are 50 of our favorite Tesla features that I believe apply to every model, but definitely the Model 3 and the Y, and they're in no particular order. And these are our favorites, but if we miss any of yours, let us know in the comments, but let's get into ours. So starting off, the live camera view from the app. This one's super cool because you don't need any Bluetooth connection. You can view the live camera from anywhere in the world. Sentry Mode, just in general. I have to include Sentry Mode. It has saved us twice now. Once when we were parked, and once when we got into a car accident where the guy tried to say the damage he caused wasn't from him. But because of Sentry Mode, we have it on 4 different angles, so that helped out a lot. And it's one of our favorite features. It's in no particular order, but if it was, this would be in our top 5. The ability to disable Sentry Mode from home, work, or any of your favorite locations. And why would you want to do this? Well, because Sentry Mode does take up some battery. So if you're at home parked in the garage, there's no need to have those live cameras recording. So the ability to turn it on and off from the car or from the app is very helpful to save battery. The green light chime is one of my favorites. If you're at a stoplight and you're not paying attention or you're zoned out and the light turns green, the Tesla will give a little ding and let you know the light ahead of you has changed and you can go. While you're driving, a Tesla is always recording, and you can save the footage by tapping this icon here on the screen or setting it to where if you honk the horn, it will save the last hour of your driving. So if you see something on the road or something happens, you want to save the footage, you can honk the horn or hit that camera icon. Joe Mode keeps all the alerts and the dings in your car on a quieter volume. When you're parking in tight spaces, the car will beep and let you know you're close to things, but with Joe Mode, it keeps those quieter so they're not beeping so loud. Driver profiles are great and a necessity to have for anybody who's going to drive your car. This saves your sitting position, your steering wheel position, but also all of your logins for the apps that you use, whether it be YouTube, Netflix, Spotify, Apple Music. It will all save to your driver profile, so when someone else drives your car, they can go to their profile and not mess with all your stuff. Going off of that, we have to mention the streaming services, YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, TikTok. Again, I recommend logging into those from your driver profile, so if you want to watch Netflix or YouTube, you don't have to log in each time, it'll save to your profile. And if some streaming service that you want is not available, you can bookmark abettertheater.com, and this allows you to stream from all these different services that this website has to offer. Bookmark it on your browser, and it could be a shortcut for you to stream things like Disney+. If you push and hold the scroll wheel in, you can activate voice commands and tell the car to do certain things and certain functions like open glove box, or a funny one, you can say open butthole and it'll open the charging port. The voice commands are on the right scroll wheel, and the left scroll wheel is a shortcut for whatever you want. If you hold it for a second, you can customize that shortcut. Mine is the glove box, so if I hold the left scroll wheel down for a second, the glove box automatically opens. The blind spot cameras are super cool. Again, no particular order, but one of our top 5 for sure. When you put your turn signal on, the camera on the side of your car will turn on so you can see anybody in your blind spot or anybody who's next to you. Speaking of changing lanes, Tesla also has auto turn signals, so if you turn the turn signal on and change a lane, once you're in that lane, it'll turn off automatically. In our 2 years of owning a Tesla, we never had this issue, but if something freezes on your screen and you need to reset it, you can hold both the scroll wheels in for about 2 or 3 seconds and it will reset the screen. The windshield wipers, you don't have to go through the menu to turn them on. What you can do is just tap the button once and this little pop-up menu comes on with all the controls that you need. So if you want the windshield wipers on, I recommend just tapping that button and putting it to whatever setting that you want. Going to your navigation, if you navigate somewhere but you want to stop somewhere on the way, you can enter that address or just click it on the map and then hit this button right here to add stop on your trip. You have the ability to customize your lock sound, which is pretty cool. It can be pretty funny. Tesla has some to choose from, and you can also add your own custom lock sound if you put it on the USB. Teslas also have light shows, which again, another fun feature, and you can also add your own custom light show. If you go to this website, it has a select few to choose from. You can create your own. I don't know how to do that. I'm not gonna try to explain how to do that, but there are a lot here to choose from that you can put on a USB, put into your car, and have your own custom light show. When you put the car in reverse, the side mirrors will automatically fold down so you can see the side of your car and your wheels to avoid any curbs, but we still hit those. The energy graph from the Tesla menu is fun to play around. It shows a lot of real-time range data, which is far more accurate than most other predictions in the car. As long as you're going under 5 miles an hour, you can switch between drive and reverse without having to hit the brake. To more easily change the climate or the volume, we don't have to tap these buttons left and right. You can just put your finger in the area and swipe left or right to go up or down on the volume or the climate. On cabin, if you set it to auto, what that will do, it will keep the cabin at that temperature that you set it to. So for example, on a hot day, if we set it to 70, it will blow cold air out until it's 70 degrees in the cabin. Keep climate keeps the cabin at a certain temperature. So if you're going somewhere very quickly in and out of the car and you don't want the car to get too hot or too cold, you can hit this button here and the cabin temperature will maintain whatever it's at. And dog mode is very similar, but dog mode puts the message on the screen to let everyone else around the car know that the cabin temperature is set to whatever degrees, so it's not super hot in the car and the dogs aren't struggling. If you like to plan ahead, you can use a Tesla app to send a destination to the vehicle. So if you navigate somewhere in the app and hit send to car, once you get in the car will have it in its navigation and you're ready to go. In the Model Y, the rear seats can recline, and in the Model 3 and the Model Y, the middle headrest actually comes up. You can set your home and your work addresses to your driver profile, so with the touch of a button, if you want to navigate to home or work, you can easily do that. You can check your tire pressure in 3 different ways. The first being a swipe to this mini menu, the second being the in-car big menu, and the third being just from the app. You can sync your calendar to your Tesla, so if you have anywhere to go with an address in your calendar, you can pull up the calendar app in the car and navigate to the address with the touch of a button. Speaking of a shortcut to get to the calendar, if you don't want to put it on your shortcut bottom bar menu, you can just tap the time and it will pull up your calendar. Teslas do have a parking brake, and to activate the parking brake, all you have to do is hold the park button down for an extra second. In the climate menu, you can actually move the air vents by swiping the screen left, right, up, or down, and you can split them as well. For max security, if you want to set a pin to drive, you can do that. So each time someone gets in your car, they have to put that pin in to drive. If you're low on battery and you're close to your destination, if you're not sure you're going to make it or not, just slow down. That's the biggest impact on your range. If you drive slower, you save much more battery than you probably think. So if you're cutting it close and you're worried about your battery, just drive a little slower. Teslas have a car wash mode which turns certain features on or off. So for example, usually if you touch the charge port, it will open. But if you have car wash mode on, if you touch a charge port, you don't want it to open, so it'll turn that feature off. Teslas will automatically precondition your battery for charging. And what this means is that if you navigate to a supercharger, the Tesla will make the battery a certain temperature so that when you arrive and plug in, you'll get the max charging speeds. If you live in a cold climate and you're worried about your car door freezing shut, fear not, because you can actually unlatch your car door from the app. In an emergency, if the electronics shut off in your car, you need to get out, the button won't work, obviously with no electricity, but there is an emergency handle here. If you pull it up, you can unlatch the car door as well and get out this way. If you live in a climate where it snows and you have to wipe your car off with snow, with Tesla you can actually automatically defrost your car from the app. Again, I wish I can show you my car doing this, but we live in Las Vegas. However, for you guys and for us here in Vegas, a really cool feature is that you can actually set the cabin temperature from the app. So for us, we put it really cold on a hot day, so when we get in the car feels great. Tesla trunks have a really wide opening, but if you don't want it to go that high, what you can do to set it to a custom height is pull it to that height and hold this button for a second or two. It'll beep, and once it beeps, it'll be set to that height. So when you open your trunk the next time, it will only open up to the height that you set it at. Tesla offers a few different steering modes. The big difference with these here is that on the lighter side, on the comfort side, the steering wheel moves a lot easier, and on the sportier side, the steering wheel has a little bit more resistance to it. Chill mode makes the car a little bit slower, so if you slam the accelerator, it won't go nearly as fast. We have sport mode here because we have the acceleration boost, but for most Model 3 and Y owners, you'll see chill mode and standard mode. Tesla does actually have radio. You can stream all the FM stations from your Tesla, but AM radio you have to stream from your phone and use your Bluetooth. On that note, Tesla also has a ton of audio apps that you can stream from. You can turn some of these off, like you see a couple of mine turned off here. That way they're not just all bunched up as extra icons with all your other apps in the menu. Teslas can charge on any standard outlet. The mobile wall connector plugs into any 12-volt outlet, and while it's a slower charge, it is enough for most people if you charge overnight. Everyone knows about Tesla Autopilot, but to adjust the speed pretty easily, you can go up or down slightly on the scroll menu to adjust by 1 mile per hour, or if you do a big swipe, it'll go up or down by 5 miles per hour. And lastly, the Tesla menu can be overwhelming with all the stuff that we mentioned and plenty more stuff you can do. If you're looking for some kind of feature or some setting that you can't find, you can use the search function at the top of the menu and just search for it. And those are what we believe are 50 of the best features in both our Tesla Model 3 and our Model Y. Again, if I miss any that you like, please let us know in the comments. But as always, thank you for watching. Catch you in the next one.